Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be continuing my Tears of the Kingdom playthrough. I did a bunch of grinding off camera. You need the first wheel of stamina and the second wheel of stamina to get the Master Sword. So basically that's what I'm going to be doing. Also got a shock emitter and some other things as well. First we're going to be teleporting to the Woodland Stable. Once you teleport to the stable here, we're just going to go to our right of the shrine and go to the chasm. The chasm's going to be this way, next to the military training camp. As y'all can see, the shock emitter looks really big and bulky on Link. I mean, just seeing it from the side, you can see what I mean. We're going to be going back into the depths on this video as well, but you can see the chasm over there if you look very closely. You could take your horse, however I think it might just be faster to run. If it weren't rainy, I could use the Goron to catch the grass on fire, which then I could use that as an updraft, but because it's raining that's not an option. Here you'll see one of those cork seeds, or I guess cork people, I don't know what to call them, but as you can see, he's right here. Now we gotta go into the chasm here. You can't take the original route, because the player will just get lost like they did in Breath of the Wild. Which, if you look over there, that is lava from the Death Mountain part of the area. It's where we did the Fire Temple. I think it's around there somewhere. They put this landing spot here, and they put one of these cork people. I'm still not sure. I'm actually not sure what their official name is. Anyways. Y'all can see the light roots over there, and there's a fog in that direction too. The posts kind of serve as a light, so to speak, to help the player get over there. I might have the, I actually don't have any light earner. That's fine. This guy's just saying the same thing I was saying to y'all right now, that there's a bunch of fog here. Now around this area, I'm not sure where exactly. I think there's one of those gloom spawn enemies. There's actually two of them. One of them, which we'll get to later because we have to fight him in order to get the Master Sword. And the other one, which we need, it's actually optional, like you don't have to fight it. I'm gonna try not to get in its path. You can tell what it looks like because you'll see the gloom moving around on its own. Okay, we made it to the next part, which we got a large Poe. I don't see it, however, that might be a bad sign. Now if the sages draw their weapons, which you can see them do that, that's kind of how you know that there's an enemy nearby. Although Minru doesn't count. Alright, let's go up this cliff here. Okay, we need to go through that depth elevator over there. We're going to shoot this bright bloom seed. Alright, we're almost there, which I think I did a pretty good job avoiding the gloom spawn. At least for now anyways. I think there's a light root right here, so I'm actually going to go grab it really quick. There it is. Now, if you all see this right here, this is part of the Deku tree, which is part of his roots. But anyways, now we need to get to the actual forest. I think there's a bunch of cutscene stuff that I'll be skipping as per usual. Upon arriving, the player sees that the whole place looks kind of sad and depressing, and all the court people, they're all just kind of hanging around here, looking sad. So now it's time for the player to save the day, after I get this shrine. With that done, now we can head on in here. They don't say anything. Which player can see that there's a chasm right here. Okay, now, if y'all remember the gloom spawn I was telling y'all about, now we're going to be fighting them. The best idea, which I actually got these off camera, well more of them, are the bomb flowers. It's a good idea to use them. You can go faster at this part, but when you get closer to where the bottom is going to be, you're going to want to slow down a little bit, so that way you have a chance to actually fire at them. Which I can actually see the bottom now. A good idea would be to come onto this platform right here. I don't necessarily see the gloom spawn, although I think Nintendo's just trying to... Oh, there it is. Alright, so I'm simply gonna blow them up. Never thought I'd say that. Alright. We're gonna jump over here and hit them all. You can freeze them. There are like many different techniques to doing this, but this is just the easiest one. Looks like I did not, in fact, get them all, but that's okay. I have plenty of these to spare. There's probably the most amount of explosions in the video. Which now we're going to be fighting a classic boss fight, Phantom Ganon. This one's like a more miniature version of the actual final boss, which he actually does a pretty good amount of damage. I'll see if I can upgrade my armor before the final video. Just trying to put out my weapon, because it's on fire. I just want to shoot him in the head. It works for the final boss, however you need to bring a lot of arrows. I'm gonna use Riju's ability actually. And electrocute him. That attack came out of nowhere. It's easier when you have a one-handed sword. This one's actually not doing a lot of damage against him. When he raises his sword up in the air, that's how you know he's going to do an attack going downwards. However, if he's doing it to the side, he's going to do it to the side. Just a little tip for the final boss. You can even go as far as throwing the Goron at him, which my shock emitter shield broke. I actually got this overpowered shield off camera. Okay, I'll go back to this one. Once again, he drops one of those extra gloom swords. Alright, here we go. And almost got him. It was either the second day I was playing this game or the third day I was playing this game where I actually beat one of these. Not this one, but it was like another one. Alright, and I'm gonna hit him. Alright, got him. Alright. Now he's been defeated. I'm actually going to grab his bow. It's a lot better than mine. And then I'm also going to get his weapon. I'm actually not too sure what to drop. And I could drop that, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of rare, but I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's just more like a cool coincidence. Don't worry, if you didn't get the shrine, you can just ascend on these mushroom-like things. So I'm just going to be going to the top. Once you get onto the second one, you're just going to go onto this little grass patch right here and ascend through here. As you can see, we've ascended through here, which now we're going to talk to the Deku Tree. It's just a bunch of cutscene stuff that I'll be skipping. Alright, now, as the player, well, probably already noticed upon entering the forest, is the fact that the Master Sword is not even here. It's on the Light Dragon, so basically the player has to go there. It's good though because he puts a pin where the Light Dragon is. But anyways, I'm gonna go get the Master Sword now. Alright, here y'all can actually see the Light Dragon just over there, which that's where I'm going to be heading. If y'all see over there, I might need to go to that other tower and then jump out of that one, but I'll have to see. The glitch I'm doing is the Tulin pumping, where you activate the ability. It's kind of hard to explain, but you get rid of the paraglider and then pull it out for another second, and then it makes the boost last longer. There are some other players who do this, although I'm not sure if there are a lot of players who know about this. If you'll see the light on top of the Light Dragon over there, that's the Master Sword. The one that looks like a fire. Which looks like what I was saying earlier is going to happen. I'm going to have to go to that tower and then jump out of it. I might have some stamina meals in my inventory. Here we go. That might be able to make it last longer. We're almost to the tower. If I were a bit higher, I probably would have been able to get on the dragon already, but in this case I'm just going to have to go to the tower. I'm just going to be skipping the cutscenes as per usual. It's not a main game cutscene, but just to make the video go faster. I'm going to use another stamina meal. I'll need to make more off camera. We're just going to be falling in here. If you didn't do this, I think a lot of players might know of this place. This is that giant enemy camp with the other one on the side of it. You'd have had to go down that way, come up, go up on there, avoid the spike ball, typically by rewinding it, and then, you know, you could probably just run across and get to the tower. As y'all can see, that was pretty simple. Alright, after mashing the X button for the paraglider for so long, I'm finally able to paraglide. I actually unlocked a pretty good amount of the map, so that's actually pretty nice. Alright, now we're actually going to the Light Dragon, which now we're much higher up and we'll be able to make it this time. For every player, this instance is kind of different, because the first time I did it, I was like in the Hebra region, I think like around here somewhere when I did it. But because the Light Dragon pretty much goes all over the map, you're gonna have like a different cutscene every time. But instead of just grabbing the Master Sword, there's a few other things we can grab as well. As y'all may have noticed already, when you paraglide, the updrafts will give the player stamina, which I just got something new. Shard of Light Dragon Spike. This one has a cool effect where if you attack an enemy, it'll heal you a little bit. So collecting these is kind of good. Also, they sell for a decent 30 rupees, which that's actually not that bad. These do reoccur, like the other dragon parts, so you're free to come back here and grab as many of these as you like. Although they're actually really effective. The horn's also another good part of the dragon, which I want to get really quick. Alright, here we go, I got it. And here's the Master Sword, which, just like Breath of the Wild, is going to be challenging. Now the player has to hold A, and instead of using the hearts, you're using the stamina, while Zelda, the Light Dragon, tries to buck the player off. I wish I had the sound turned on, but for copyright reasons I don't. Link's trying to pull the sword out, and it's probably really painful, so that's why the dragon's trying to get Link off. Now the player can pull it out, but for real this time. Well, now the player has the ultimate multi-tool, Master Sword. And, as most of you may have already figured out, and may be very, very confused, the Master Sword does not show its damage. However, it does show the sparkle on the screen right there, which I'm pretty sure that's the only time it occurs. Once you use the first hit, it doesn't show it ever again. At least I think. It's kind of a whole weird thing, because they don't show the official damage of it. However, it does have the same damage as it did in Breath of the Wild, but I'm not talking about the overpowered 60 damage DLC one, I'm talking about the 30 damage one. However, the cool thing about it is that you can fuse stuff to it, so I'm actually going to do that right now just to demonstrate. Fuse, and as you can see it kind of overwrites the original shape, but then it switches back. So when you attack, it changes its shape, but then when it's not attacking, you can actually see some green runes on top of it, which is actually a pretty cool detail. But now, I think all that's left is to defeat the final boss. However, I guess the player needs to kind of report to the lookout landing to tell the player, all the other people, that they got the Master Sword. Alright, the place we come back to after every adventure, we're finally back again. Alright, we've been given the final quest, Destroy Ganondorf. This one's of course the quest to beat every quest, as we'll need to prepare for it. Now if y'all want my recommendations, I'd first off say maybe upgrading your armor would be a good idea. Of course getting more arrows is also a good idea. I have some okayish shields, however, the last time I did the fight I ended up really needing a shield, which actually had them, but it was like just an important thing. Also, I wouldn't suggest using the gloom weapons, but I mean that's kind of my entire inventory, so I may need to go to the break apart shop and get some other weapons. I mean they're strong, the only issue is that they make the player take gloom damage, but the fight takes place in the depths, so the player can't heal themselves unless they bring a bunch of extra gloom healing meals. So it's like a whole thing, basically. And then of course getting some extra ingredients and food items, such as like roasted food for smaller injuries and bigger meals for of course bigger injuries. Also some more stamina meals are a good idea, and even the sunny meals is I guess what I'll call them, made of the Sundelions and some of the other things. I don't think I have any Sundelions anymore, I think I used them all on all of those meals. I'd suggest maybe, some Zonai devices could be good, but I don't think they're that necessary. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all you need. I'm also going to try to get some more heart containers, because it's needed. This is like a really hard boss fight. If you thought the last boss fight was a joke, get ready for this one. Well anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video, so please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Goodbye.